everyone. I hope y'all are doing well. I wanted to finish working on this tutorial. I know it seems to have been taking a while to get it uploaded, so I am sorry for the delay, but I hope that y'all have been anticipating the part 2 and possibly the, final tutorial. I'm not 100% sure if I'm done with this layout or not, but it looked good enough to go ahead and get it uploaded to at least give y'all some ideas for your layout, kind of for your project for the month of May. So, and I can't wait to see what y'all end up making with your May mix box as well. So I'm taking the different paint colors. This is the blue color. I think Mermaid Sparkles is the name of it. Beautiful, beautiful color. And I'm starting with that first. And how I like to do, I like to go around the edges of my layout. I like to, kind of box my layout in or frame it and then spread out. So that's what I am doing right now, and I like to add water with these paint colors because the Finnabair paint, you can use it as just acrylic paint or you can use it as watercolor paint. I love to use it as watercolor paint because I love to watercolor, and I used to years and years ago, and I'm like trying to kind of get back into it. So this is a great way to have fun with it. You get the best of both worlds. You get acrylic paint and watercolor paint with this paint. So I just spritz it with a little water and then, kind of move the page around to let the water, run, or the paint run in the different directions. And I just really love that. After I blow dry it or set it with a heat gun, I want to go back and add some places to make it a little bit darker because all the places that I sprayed the water, it was all kind of the same color. And I want to have a little, a difference, what's the word, differentiation, or like a gradient. Where you have a little bit darker closer to the layout, and then you have a little bit lighter as it moves away from, the focal point of the layout. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add the Unicorn's Hair paint. I think that is such a neat name for paint. And basically how I am doing, the places that I stenciled, you can't really see it. You see like bumps, but you don't really know what it is. So I am going over it with the Unicorn's Hair paint to bring out those images. It adds interest to your layout, and I want, when you look at a layout, you want your eyes to just kind of move around the layout. It's like your eyes are excited and bouncing from one thing to the next. So I want to bring out all of that we made with our texture paste and the stencils. I want to bring that out so you can see that and add lots of interest. So now we're going to go and add the pink color, which the name escapes me for a moment. But we're going to kind of add a little bit of this, just little hints of the pink paint around the layout. I also do add it on some of the yellow parts, some of the seashell. And in some places I'm going to add a little spritz of water to give that watercolor effect. And it just, I want to use all of the colors in the layout. And they match just so well with this sheet of paper, so it's kind of pulling those colors out because I did tone it down a lot with the gesso. So I want to pull that back out. So now let's glue our cardstock to the heavyweight chipboard that came in your box. Now, because we've added so much stuff to this paper, the gesso, the paint, the water, and then, kept blowing it with a heat gun, it's gotten all bumpy and lumpy. So I am just, kind of curling the paper, bending it, trying to get it back flat again. And then I am gluing it with the Aleene's Tacky Glue. I love that glue. You could use Elmer's glue, you could use Mod Podge, Fabri-Tac. I like Aleene's Tacky Glue because it sets quicker than Fabri-Tac or 3D Soft Gel, Heavy Matte Gel. But if you already have those items on hand, you can of course use those. I know that your 3D matte gel and soft gel, heavy gel, those are typically mixed media products anyway, but this glue works well on anything. I mean, except like metal pieces, of course. You want that heavy matte gel or E6000, something that's going to hold, a heavy item on your project over time. So this is where it all starts coming together. I've glued down a piece of paper that I fussy cut and distressed the edges. I glued it down. Now I'm taking some seashells and gluing that down. Then I'll be taking the flowers in the kit and gluing that down. I know the kits, no two kits are the same. They're all just a little bit different, like maybe some of the flowers are different, maybe some of the seashells are a little bit different, but I glue those down, and then I just take some of the die cuts that came in your kit as well, and those are different too. No one kit's the same, I'm afraid, and they all are different. I try to be pretty structured, but I guess it's the artist in me that I just want to make everything unique. So anyway, but this is the part that I really do enjoy. Of course, I love doing the stenciling. I love doing the paint, and that's kind of setting your background, and you're adding layers and layers. But this to me is the funnest, where you're starting to add the embellishments, because it's all starting to come together and you can start to see, because at first you have it in your head what you want, but now you're starting to see it come to life. And so this is a really fun and exciting part to me, and probably my favorite. So now I'm trying to figure out which stamp to use. In each box, I'm putting a different stamp in there. And most of the mixed media stamps have one of the sayings or the, what do you call that? The helm, that you stir, that you turn the boat with. And, but I thought, I might just do, one of the other little pieces, one of the other little stamps to kind of give you an idea that if you do get one of those pieces, what you can do with it. Because typically, we're used to some kind of a texture stamp or a word stamp, and those are easier to work with. But then when you're given a other smaller stamp, you're like, well, what do I do with this? So I chose this stamp because I thought it would help you, give you an idea of where to put it, in your layout. I love embossing powder. It is so much fun. It's another great way to add texture and color to your layout. In this month's boxes, I have been sending out different colors. The first set of boxes got this blue color. The next set of boxes got the green color. And then now the other set of boxes that I'm getting out have, it's kind of like a pink purple color. Which, is a lot of fun as well. So, and they all match with the paper, so that's a good thing. But it is a lot of fun. I love to use it. And most of my projects I do. I think last month I actually did not stamp and emboss, which that's kind of, not normal for me because that's always my go-to thing. But sometimes I try to change it up and challenge myself. And it keeps things fresh, we all keep learning and keeps everything interesting. So I really had fun with this layout, since I did not stamp and emboss for the April box. And I can't remember if I did for the March box. I think I did on the March box, but I didn't on the April box. So it was fun to kind of get back into it. I feel like my layout needs a little bit more pops of color. I feel like it's all kind of one note. So I'm taking the pink paint because I feel like it didn't have enough of that on the layout. And I'm just kind of going around the edges of some of the piece of paper that I fussy cut and glued on the layout. And, just to add something different. A lot of times people will, kind of paint some gesso, but I wanted to add some more color. So I added some more of the pink paint around the edges, kind of dry brushed it on top of some of the yellow paint to kind of, keep bringing out some of that stenciling that we did. I want to pull that out. As well as add some of the pink to it, add a multi-color. So I really had fun doing that. And then at the end, I take some gesso and water, mix it up, and just kind of flick it on the layout. And that's a lot of fun. It just kind of gives something else to the layout. And that is pretty much it on the layout. If I do think of something else, which I'm sure I will, then I will be coming on and doing another video showing you, how I finish it on out. So, but thank y'all so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment below or send me an email. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this inspires you and helps you create something amazing. I know that you will.